Starshine friends, this is Christmas afternoon, and we have just finished a really delicious dinner. And we have as our guests Pastor Dennis and Jan Breck, who are leaders in our church, and they grew up on a farm back in the 1940s. Okay, and I thought it would be fun I wanted them to just verify that. And I thought it would be fun just to sit around and just ask them what was it like what was a Christmas morning like on a farm as you were growing up. And Pastor Breck grew up in South Dakota, right, and Jan grew up around here. So, Pastor Breck, yeah, what was it like on Christmas morning? Now, you had two other brothers?
Yeah, two younger brothers.
Okay. What was it like on Christmas morning?
Well, it was pretty much like a normal, everyday morning, because we living on a farm, you had to do the chores, and you had to get things done so that you could get to church. And we had to drive 24 miles to church. So it was a little ways to go, and we had to get things lined up for doing that. Now, Christmas morning was probably maybe not as exciting as going to church as other mornings, other churches, because Christmas had Christmas Eve. That's when we opened our gifts, and we were planning on playing with them, because when you're growing up and you're a little kid, you got toys to play with, and church just kind of interfered with the fun of playing with toys. So that was a little bit of a downer that way. And one of the toys that I was kind of hoping to get, I didn't get, which was a disappointment, was a nice big fire truck with ladders and all. So I didn't get my fire truck. But the one gift that I did get was a Timex wristwatch when I was like about 5-6 years old.
Wow.
And I still have that wristwatch, and it still runs. It's I don't use it anymore, but I have it stored away, and every time I wind it up, it keeps good time. So I was really happy with that. Those are a couple of gifts that I do remember. Then there were Tinker Toys, of course. So and then we'd go to church and come home, and then we had the fun in the afternoon playing with our toys, because Christmas Day you didn't have school to go to, and you didn't have anything else to do. So that was Christmas pretty much. Okay. I didn't really grow up all that fond of going to church and Sunday school until I got older and found out why I got my spankings and why I needed Jesus more.
Oh, funny. Jan?
And when Sally told us about this, Dennis and I kind of talked about it a little bit. And as it turns out, we had similar growing up experiences. Our homes are about 200 miles apart, but my Christmas morning, I didn't have to do chores. I was an only child, and I say that we have the bad reputation of being spoiled, but I feel like being an only child, I had to do all the work. So that's that side of it. But anyway, we get up in church, of course, was the main event, and my home church was right where I am right now, so that's kind of interesting. And but Christmas Day for me, after church, wasn't the toys so much. In fact, I can't even remember what I got for toys. They just were not the big deal. But after church, my mom came from a big family in the area, and we would go to either one of her brothers or sisters, my aunts or uncles, for dinner, and we'd visit until, I don't know, such a time people go home and do chores, and then they go to another place for supper. I just cannot imagine how we ate so much, but us cousins just had lots of fun going from one place to the other and getting together that way. Christmas Eve maybe makes more of a memory for me. Once again, we have church, but that was a children's program, and my experience with Christmas Eve is probably different than Dennis's. Mine was just a recitation of parts. All of the kids had parts. We didn't have a play. We didn't have the animals and all that stuff. It was just telling the Christmas story, but every child had a part. and that's how we told the Christmas story. And like I said, I don't remember any of the toys necessarily. I do remember looking for toys. I don't know why, but I was looking in the closet and found the gift that I thought I guess I was going to get for Christmas. And after that, I never looked anymore because I didn't want to find them in case that turned up. So maybe not too exciting, but it was our Christmases.
Oh, that was memorable.
Yeah.
So how did food play into all this? Do you remember, was there usually something standard that you had Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or did it vary?
I think, you're talking to a couple of old people. It's hard to remember those things because I remember more when our family, our children were growing up. Then everything was happened on Christmas Day because their dad was so busy with services on Christmas night and Christmas morning that we waited till after dinner, noon dinner on Christmas Day to open presents, and those meals were always like ham, or I think basically ham. And those days restaurants weren't open either, so a lot of times we'd invite someone that wasn't around, like you're doing for us, to have the new meal with us and enjoy that. But I don't remember too much about anything else. How about your Christmas Eve programs?
Christmas Eve programs, I never really got involved in them because we were too far away from church to get to the practice times.
Sure.
And so I wasn't part of the Christmas Eve programs. I don't know what else to say
Your
about
food.
that. The food? Oh, I don't know. We usually had, I think it was turkey or ham, one of the two, or maybe both. Because we had family relatives that would come, and we would have time to have a meal together. It was a bunch of people, a large group of people for a small house. It wasn't a very large house, and so we had to put up with sitting around and then move the table after we were done eating, so we had room to sit for the type living room set up. So it was a little different that in those days as it is now. We got plenty of room now, but those days it was kind of cramped. But anyway, yeah.
I do remember, though, that my grandma on my dad's side always had to have the strawberry ice cream. She was on strawberry or cherry nut ice cream, something pink, even if it was Christmas.
Oh, that's fun.
My mom was a great cook and liked to fuss, so she'd make special cookies for the kids. I had a cousin that was diabetic from very small. She'd always make special things for her, and liked to make special things. So. And she liked dishes. I like dishes.
Oh, I remember one thing too. That was Dad can't get arrested anymore for this, but when before we would start eating, he would go around with a bottle of big jug of Mogan David wine, and he would give a shot glass of wine to each person, and everybody got a shot glass of wine, and that's so I was pretty young. I got it too. So
Nice memory.
yeah, it's. I think we're afraid that our kids are going to become alcoholics if we give them just a little bit of wine here and there. But I guess it depends on life. Anyway, I can't think of anything else.
Well, thank you very much for enjoying our Christmas afternoon with us. We appreciate you being here and watching to the very end. God bless. Bye.